Coming to you from the Lydia Media Studios in the heart of Lewiston, Auburn, it's Lydia's Lunch Bunch, LA's afternoon morning show with Mark, Sarah, and Pam. We're covering news and events in the greater LA area and talking to the people making a difference in our community. Feel free to share your comments, questions, or suggestions via email at podcast@lydiamediallc.com.
Today's show is brought to you by Ruper's Beverage and Redemption. When it comes to beer, wine, and spirits, don't botch it, squatch it. At 5 locations in Lewiston, Auburn, and Oxford. Learn more at rupersbeverage.com, and remember, the party starts at Ruper's.
We have the pleasure of being joined in studio today by the executive director from Maine MILL, Rachel Ferrante. How are you?
I'm great.
Excellent.
Yay!
Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
You have a huge event coming up in just under a month.
Yeah.
Soirée en Blanc.
You got it. Under construction.
Under construction. So we are going to talk to Rachel all about Maine MILL and the soiree coming up here in just a bit. But before we get there, let's take a look at some headlines for Thursday, July 3rd.
Some restaurant news in the Twin Cities. Nutty Nutty's Cafe is now open and fully operational at its new location, 34 Court Street in Auburn. They'll offer breakfast, lunch, baked goods, and homemade chocolates and candy, along with live music and movie nights. A ribbon cutting is scheduled for Tuesday at 4 p.m.
And after a 6-month hiatus, Food Point Brazilian Steakhouse at 413 Main Street in Lewiston will reopen tomorrow. The restaurant has reconfigured its dining rooms, menu, and pricing. They'll be open for brunch, lunch, and dinner. A full bar is available, and a stage has been added for live music.
Ooh, neat. I haven't been in there, but I wanted to go and realized they were closed recently.
I thought they might have had you at brunch.
I'll be there. The Auburn Recreation Department is launching Movies in the Park. Tonight at 8 p.m., Ghostbusters will be shown at Anniversary Park. Admission is free, and attendees are encouraged to bring chairs and blankets. For more information, visit auburnmaine.gov.
And Lewiston Auburn's 28th Annual Liberty Festival begins tomorrow. It's 3 days of food, fun, and fireworks. Learn more at libertyfestival.org.
Wait, it's 3 days?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, last year they moved it to a 3-day event.
So it's the 4th and the 5th and the 6th, and there's something happening every day?
You are correct.
I'm going to visit auburnmaine.gov or libertyfestival.org. But until then, shall we talk about the weather?
Let's talk about the
Weather. Rain or shine, it's all okay. Grab your uke and start the day. You don't need perfect skies above. Hey, just a song and a little love. Love it.
Rachel's
You
like,
do?
headphones is so worth it.
I can't believe I thought about not putting them on.
I know. Who knew?
A mixture of sun and clouds today with a chance of afternoon showers. We'll have a high of 82 and a low of 62. Blue skies and sunshine for tomorrow's 4th of July holiday. High of 74 and a low of 58. Partly sunny throughout the weekend with temps in the low 80s on Saturday and approaching 90 on Sunday.
Whoa, that's hot.
That's a 4th of July weekend weather forecast if I've ever heard one.
Right?
Yeah.
Chef's kiss perfection to the 4th of July, though, the actual 4th of July. Sunny with a high of 74. That's like, yes. Want to talk about sports instead?
Not really, but
I know, it's bad, huh?
go ahead.
The Red Sox split a pair of games with the Cincinnati Reds yesterday, winning Game 1 5-3, and they blew a 3-run lead in Game 2 and lost 8-4. The Sox are off today to think about what they've done, and will visit the Washington Nationals tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Will they think about it?
No,
hard
they
enough,
don't
though?
care.
They don't.
Get paid either way.
They're going to go sit in a corner.
Yeah, you sit there and you think about what.
That is your news, weather, and sports. And right now it's time for the podcast segment that is Sweeping the Twin Cities. It's time for famous people birthdays.
They're famous. It's their birthdays. It's famous people birthdays. It's famous people birthdays.
Let's take a look at FPBs for July the 3rd, shall we?
Okay, sure.
All right. We're going to start off with Shawnee Smith, who is 56 years old today. She was in the Saw movies. Nope, not having it.
Could not watch those things.
No, thank you.
And she was also in Becker, a great sitcom starring Ted Danson back in the day. And let's see here. Yardley Smith is 61 years old today, the voice of Lisa Simpson on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Right.
She has a great podcast called Small Town Dicks. It's a true crime podcast told by the actual detectives.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's neat. It's so weird to hear Lisa Simpson doing a it's like next level meta. Like you're like, what's going on?
So confusing.
So confusing, but it's really good. She's very good.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Sarah's favorite actor, Tom Cruise, is 63 years old today.
I don't like him either.
Threw up in my mouth a little.
Oh, did I not? He's not your favorite actor?
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
I feel like there's one movie I liked him in, but I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
Cocktail.
Maybe.
Did you like that movie?
Eh.
Eh.
The original Top Gun?
No. I only just saw that for the first time like a year ago.
Jerry Maguire,
Oh, yeah.
Interview with the Vampire, The Last Samurai, Minority Report, Mission Impossible, Vanilla Sky.
I know what it was.
What?
Mars Attacks.
Okay, here we go.
It was Mars Attacks.
I had more. Actor Jan Smithers, 76 years old today, from WKRP in Cincinnati. She played Bailey Quarters.
Yay.
Fantastic sitcom. Writer Dave Barry, 78 years old today.
So funny.
Right?
So funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legend. And actor Kurtwood Smith rounds out FPBs. He is 82 years old today. You might know him as Red Foreman on That 70s Show.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on from 98 to 2006 and then continued on That 90s Show, which came out a few years ago. Those are your FPBs for July 3rd. Now it's time for some OTDs. It happened on this day. It happened on this day. It happened on this day.
I don't think she looks super impressed. She's looking at me like I should be giving her a cue as to how to react to your song, but everybody's response is different.
She's like, how sensitive is he? Because this is horrible.
The jingles are really what I'm here for.
All right.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
It's good stuff.
They are bordering Mardens, you know. They're competing.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It's a wild compliment. That thing gets stuck in your head.
Now, if you had said Rennie's, I would have been like, well, heck yeah, we should take this business on the road. Let's talk about OTDs.
Let's do it.
Okay. Do you want to play the song again?
I know.
It's been so long.
It's a little lean today. A lot of movie
A lot
releases.
of movie releases. Yeah. Some of them are good. 5 years ago in 2020, Hamilton was released on Disney+. That was pretty cool. We just watched that again this week. Important one, 29 years ago, in 1996, Will Smith's Independence Day opened in theaters. That's a great movie.
I remember that one.
Timely.
Timely. Yeah. 40 years ago, in 1985, the first Back to the Future movie was released. That's
was
good stuff.
Also a great movie.
Yeah. And 162 years ago, in 1863, the three-day Battle of Gettysburg ended in a major victory for the North. It's considered the turning point of the Civil War because Confederate troops were forced to retreat and never fully recovered.
With apologies, those are your FPBs and OTDs for July the 3rd.
Whether you want a sit-down meal or a grab-and-go, Pat's Pizza in Auburn offers delicious sandwiches, pasta, salads, and pizza at family-friendly prices. Pat's Pizza, serving the L.A. area since 1985. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 85 Center Street in Auburn. Online at patsauburn.com.
Now we shift focus fully to our guest in studio, who seems to be still recovering from the jingle.
She loved it.
Executive Director for the Maine Mill, Rachel Ferrante. And Rachel, for those who aren't familiar with Maine Mill, can you tell them what it's all about?
Yeah, we are a history and culture museum located in downtown Lewiston. We have been around for about 25 years with a collection that is highlighting the textile, shoe, and brick industries primarily, but also capturing what history and culture has looked like since the mill's closed.
And how did you get involved with the mill?
So I am a Bates College grad, as is my husband. Moved away after I graduated and moved back here about 4 years ago to raise our kids here. And fortuitous timing. This job opened up when we moved back, and seemed perfect. I'm a museum person. I was an art history major and a museum person, and so was hired to raise the money for and complete the construction project and capital campaign for our future permanent home.
Which is very exciting.
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How is that?
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's finally happening.
Yes. So what can you tell us about that?
So we started construction at the beginning of this year, and it's going really well. And you can see it from Simard Payne Park now because the steel is all erected, which is really cool. And it is on track to be completed and opened a year from now.
Wow.
Very cool.
Actually, a little less than a year from now.
A long time coming.
I know.
You guys must be very excited.
It is.
Yeah,
It's nice to see it.
Yeah.
It's nice to see it happening. And
Yeah.
there's, walls and steel. And
Yeah. A lot of fundraising efforts went into that.
Yes.
Too, so it's been a slog.
It has. It has. But now's the fun part where you get to
Yeah.
make all the decisions.
Yes.
And if you go to mainemill.org, you can see artist renderings of the...
You can, yeah. Architect renderings and some more information about all of the spaces that will be included in the building.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about it?
So we've got a new permanent exhibit that takes all of the machinery and some of the silk screens and designs that are part of our collection and really walks you through a couple of different sections of the show. So about our community and labor and the stories of innovation with lots of interactive components. And then upstairs there will be a rotating exhibit space, so we'll put on a couple of different shows a year. And the museum also includes interactive spaces, a children's gallery, a classroom for all the field trips that we do, and a design lab maker space. So I think it'll be really fantastic and something new and different for the Lewiston-Auburn area.
How much fun was that for you to be part of that whole process?
I mean, it's amazing. I do think the museum's going to fill a need and sort of a void here in the arts and culture landscape, and I'm doing something here that I couldn't be doing anywhere else.
And didn't you live in New York City?
I
for a
did.
time?
Yeah, but you don't get to build a whole museum
Right.
in
Yeah.
New York City.
No?
Like a team of hundreds of people do that, And this has a team, but it's a smaller, mighty team, and so that is amazing.
Yeah.
Smaller and more intimate.
That's right.
Yeah. Get to know
And it's a community, it really is a community thing, right? So
Yeah.
Platts Associates and Langford and Lowe, and there's lots of subcontractors on the project, but a lot of them Lewiston-Auburn based. And so that's been great too.
I went to the website and I looked at the future home, and I love the rendering of children walking around, because I think it's a really important part of local history is that kids may not necessarily know where something has come from. Like they see, like in downtown Auburn, there's the little waterfall with the shoes on it. They don't know what that means, but this is like something totally tangible that they can fully understand. Like they can see when you're finished explaining how this industry, the shoe industry, was such a major part of the community, how brick making was a major part, and textile manufacturing. I think that's so cool.
And how it's all connected to their lives today, right? So that's a lot of what we do is that these things aren't all just in the past, and that it's important to learn about history. It is, but actually also learning about the textile process and the jacquard loom is the computers before there are computers, right? So the IBM computer processing looked towards the jacquard loom process in creating the first computer. And so I think helping kids understand that history actually connects to what they might be interested. If they're interested in coding, you can directly relate that back to the stories we're telling at the museum. And so trying to connect those things to sort of inspire the future is a lot about what we're about.
That's awesome.
Can you tell us a little bit about what's happening at the museum today?
So in our current space, which we'll be in for another few months, we have a show called Pattern and Process, which has over 70 of the original designs from the Bates Mill collection on display, which we've never been able to show before. So the originals are right there on the walls, and that's really exciting. Again, lots of interactives in that space. And our permanent collection is still upstairs and accessible for another few months before we move all of those big objects and machines over to our new space. This summer, we are running summer camp programming with a bunch of different existing summer camps. So that's awesome. And if you run a summer camp and want to come visit us, you should be in touch, because we've gotten all of it sponsored by Robin Chiarello and Blue Lobster Books. And so it's free programming that's available with our full-time educator. So she does lots of fun activities with all the groups that come and see us. And on the final Fridays, we're continuing with movement at the museum. So we offer different movement sessions that are always free. And we think about movement very broadly.
Yeah.
Singing can be movement. Magic can be movement. And then all your more traditional dance type
Dance or
classes.
yoga.
You got it.
Yeah.
Yoga with cello was incredibly popular a few months ago.
Oh my gosh, I bet it
so
was.
bummed I didn't get a chance. Every time I saw it, I was like, I want to go.
They'll be back.
Okay.
I didn't know anything about it.
African drumming in the fall. They're coming back for either their second or third time. That's always incredibly popular.
That's so cool. What a great way to introduce children to movement, too, because you said these are family-friendly activities.
All family friendly, always free. They are. It's a great way to come to the museum, even if you don't think the museum's a place for you.
Yeah.
These one-off sessions at the end of every month are a fun way to get comfortable in the museum space and do something different.
So I moved here from Portland in 2007, and we spent a lot of time in the museums in Portland because our son was little, and the children's museum was his favorite thing, and the art museum was our Friday night thing to do. I always thought when we moved here, like, that's a big part of what I'm going to miss about living in Portland, and it's so cool that we really do have something like that here that we can share with our families and do that's interesting and fun. Like, you don't have to go to Portland. You have something amazing right here in Lewiston, Auburn.
No, and we'll have a children's space in the new place. It's obviously not as much space as the Children's Museum. My children are also obsessed with that place.
It's huge.
Yes, but it'll have something.
Yeah.
So cool.
Didn't the memorials from October 25th find a new home at
Yes,
Maine Mill?
so that's been a big part of what we've done over the last 18 months or so. We've collected all of the objects that were left outside of the bowling alley and the bar, as well as lots of things that were left around the city or that have been donated to us by community members. We still are taking those things in. And then we created a space in our current museum, as well as reallocating space in our future home so that there is an October 25th memorial room in both places. At the moment, we have a show up called 261 Flower Sleeves, which is an installation done by two local artists, Tanya Hollander and Mia Zellner. Mia is also a member of the deaf community, and they worked together to put up all of the 261 plastic flower sleeves that were left at the sites. It's a really beautiful piece that I highly recommend if people are ready, they come spend some time. It's a really spectacular place to reflect. And so that'll be up through September. And then another Maine artist named Ian Trask is in the process of creating the next installation in that space, which is going to use the bowling balls and pool balls that were left at the bowling alley and Schmangy's, respectively, in that space. And then we'll do something else when we move.
Right.
Wow. That's amazing.
I can't imagine that process was like any other.
I mean, it's the most important work I've ever done. You know, when October 25th happened, I think a lot of people were very rightly focused on helping the people. And as museum people, we don't know, that's not our specialty in how to help people, but we do know how to care for objects. And so it felt like our responsibility to care for the objects. So we have now archived, photographed, documented over 1,000 objects that are now in our possession on behalf of the community.
Amazing. Incredible.
And I should have mentioned this at the top. The mill in Maine Mill is an acronym.
It is. Yep. It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Museum of Innovation, Learning, and Labor.
Mm-hmm.
And was that changed under your direction?
Yes. So we rebranded 2 or 3 years ago now, and those words really came from a bunch of focus groups we did, but are at the heart of what the museum has always been about. So I think innovation, learning, and labor were the stories that Museum LA was telling. And the MILL acronym was very handy because it is a mouthful, but also because we were started in a mill. Our permanent home is a mill or was a mill. And so that seemed to really all fit.
Mm-hmm. And your current space is located at 35 Canal Street, correct?
Yep, off of Chestnut Street.
And a big event coming up on August 1st.
Yeah.
What's happening?
A soiree.
Woohoo!
Soirée and Blanc. So this is our third year doing this. We move locations every year. We try to do something new and fun and different each year. The first year was at the top of the Lincoln Street parking garage. The last year was at the former Peck building with a white Christmas in July, since that's where Christmas used to be. Santa came dressed in white.
Peck department store.
You got it. This year at the construction site, so Soirée and Blanc under construction. Felt fitting. Yeah.
I like it.
So what's the dress code for that?
White.
White.
Still
Doesn't
white.
matter, just white.
Just white. Yeah.
white.
We're anybody who comes is getting a white Maine MILL hard hat. So, if that intrigues you to buy a ticket.
Very cool.
Fun.
I did go to the first one on top of the parking garage. That was fun. I had a really good time. I can't remember why we didn't go the following year. I think schedule was just very hectic. But I was disappointed in missing it. I really wanted to go because it was fun. It's fun to have a theme but not have to spend too much time and effort.
Yeah. Yes.
When you have the other themes where there's a costume.
A costume's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
White pants, or a lot of guys wear khaki pants, and a white shirt is not that hard, and it
Doesn't
makes
have
it.
to be full white.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but
At least show the effort and you're good.
yeah, but you want it.
I might have to break out my Saturday Night Fever John Travolta suit.
Nice.
Oh my!
I will hold you to that.
I want to see that myself.
There's music, there's food. Bates does the food. They do an amazing
Oh
job.
my gosh. I hate to say this, but my son did basketball camp at Bates, and I asked him one day, "What's your favorite part about basketball camp?" And he said, "The cafeteria at Bates."
Eating.
He loves the cafeteria.
Yeah, they've been incredible partners to us. They're bringing some grills down this year, so they're going to be doing stuff on the grill, and they're bringing their food truck to the soiree.
Ooh, I didn't know Bates had a food truck.
Yep.
Get on out of here. That sounds great.
There's dancing at the end. It's a good time.
Is that one of the perks you get for being an alumni?
I guess so. Yeah.
So take us through the evening. What's happening at the soiree?
Yeah, so there'll be cocktails and then dinner. There's a silent auction during the whole evening, and then there'll be music and hopefully some dancing at the end, and it all goes to support Maine Mill and our operations and the sort of the continued running of the place. So it's the only fundraiser event we do for the year. So it's an important part of sustaining the museum.
I love the photos that you have on your website from previous years. That
Oh,
looks
thanks.
really fun.
I have to say this year's silent auction is chef's kiss to use.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Any teasers?
Yeah.
Are
what
they
do you-
listed
what do you-
anywhere?
What do you got?
They're not listed yet, but they will be soon. Charlie Hewitt has donated a hopeful sign.
Oh, Charlie.
Yeah, super kind. Lots of other art as well, and some staycation options available. I guess, I don't know, does Portland count as a staycation?
Yeah.
Yeah,
think
totally.
so.
So like the Press Hotel and dinner at Scales,
Ooh.
a night at the Cliff House.
Wow.
There's some good things in there.
Some fun stuff.
The Portland Hearts of Pine, some signed merch.
Wow.
How's that for some teasers?
That's some good teasers.
Very good.
Yeah.
And that was off the top of her head.
I'm interested.
That's great.
So are you having a DJ or
We are having some live music. Yep.
Oh, live music.
All right.
Actually, the husband-wife duo that played at my wedding, who's a Maine-based band because I got married in Maine, is coming back, and they're doing this
Oh,
in the museum.
that's cool.
Oh.
That's nice.
Do they have a name?
Bob and Cindy Charest. They were the Bob Charest band, but I think they're no longer that. I think they're just the two of them.
The duo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Very cool. And you have sponsors, obviously.
We have lots of sponsors. It's a big community event, so
Yeah.
lots of organizations have bought tables or have donated time or in-kind donations.
You're pretty close to go time. Are you still looking for more sponsors?
We are always looking for sponsors.
Just checking.
Yeah, always.
How do people contact you about that?
Well,
or about the table?
Yeah, there's on our website. There's a link to the Eventbrite, but also info@mainemill.org.
Perfect.
Will eventually find its way to me, or I think my email address is on the website, or Ferrante@mainemill.org.
Reach out.
Buy tickets.
You can do the same if you just want to sponsor Maine Mill.
Sure. Yeah. We take cash.
Yeah. If you got some
wanna
cash
open.
laying around, Rachel's happy to take it off your hands.
One of the cool things is that when you make a donation there in the new location, you're going to have shoe lasts with people's names of like certain level of donations on it, right?
Yeah. So we have bricks, shoe lasts, and textile spools for different dollar amounts that you can put your name or somebody else's name that you want to remember.
business.
Yeah, or business name, exactly.
Yeah, it's really cool. I have a proposal now for my boss at work. We need
A shoe last?
We need a shoe last.
You do need a shoe last.
Yeah, we totally do. Lamy Wellahan has to have a shoe last
Yeah.
at the
It
Maine
makes
Mill.
sense,
We have
right?
to. Yeah, maybe more than one. In my opinion, I don't. I don't.
There
make
is a
those
wall
decisions,
being
but-
built out of shoe lasts in
Stop
a
it.
permanent exhibit.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
It is
awesome.
cool.
I love it. I can't wait to see all this.
Yeah. Rachel, what about Maine Mill memberships?
So we have individual and family, individual duo, family, and advocate circle memberships, which are a great way if you come multiple times or if you have people that visit. It's also just a way to stay engaged with what the museum is doing and a wonderful way to support us.
What's different about overseeing a museum in Maine as opposed to New York City?
There's real community here in a way that's, I think, probably never going to exist in New York. And it's the thing that I love the most about where I live and where I work. I do think the museum is reflective of this community and how people want to pull together and help each other in whatever way that they can, and that's fun to get to run that and direct that. And that wasn't going to probably be possible at any level in New York. Just it's not the same community, right? It's a major metropolitan city, and so that affords you some opportunities, but there are also detractors in that as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything else about Maine Mill or the soiree that you would like our listeners to know?
I don't think so.
We covered it all.
Covered it.
Yeah.
So people are going to be actually dancing on the foundation of the new space at the
On
soiree?
the parking lot.
Oh, the parking lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there'll be a tent. The pavement will be down before the soiree goes
Gotcha.
down in a couple of weeks, and then there'll be a tent on the pavement, which will then become the parking lot.
So I need my dancing shoes then. I think I need to replace my dancing shoes.
White dancing shoes.
White. My dance shoes are black. I'll need a new pair of dancing shoes.
You can paint 'em.
Put it on the list.
It's fine.
All right.
Yeah, don't be embarrassing the lunch bunch.
Sorry.
We can't have that.
Check the calendar. Make sure I'm free on the 1st.
Last year, I had white shoes last year because they were the Olympic shoes from Raincourt.
How'd you get
Very
those?
cool.
I knew a guy.
She
Mike
has
Rancourt.
connections.
Yeah. It's one of the benefits of having Mike Rancourt as the chair of your board.
Oh. That guy.
Rachel, thank you so much for sharing all this information with us.
Yeah.
We truly appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Next year marks 30 years of Uncle Andy's Digest. What started as a beloved print publication has grown into Lydia Media, a full-service marketing partner helping local businesses thrive. From LA Metro Magazine and the Lydia's Lunch Bunch podcast to social media management, website design, and advertising across all platforms, we've got your marketing needs covered. If you're a business making a difference in our community, let's connect. Lydia Media is here to tell your story and help you grow. Lydia Media, in business, for business. Learn more at lydiamediallc.com.
Well, we're not done with you yet.
Oh, right.
We have a final segment that
Yeah.
we do called 3 Random Questions.
Should I be nervous?
Yes.
Not for Mark's question, but maybe for Sarah's question.
Yeah, Sarah's questions are like, what? How did you even come up with that? So anyway, we will each ask you a question that has nothing to do with anything we've previously talked about, nothing about Maine Mill or the soiree. We're just trying to get to know you a little better as a person and member of our community.
Great.
Sound good?
Yeah.
All right.
I think so.
Putting your professional skills aside, what could you teach someone to do today with 100% certainty?
Water ski.
All right.
Really?
I've tried. I can't do
I'm
it.
an excellent water ski teacher.
Are you an?
I'm a solid water skier. I slalom water ski. My whole family does.
Wow.
But I am, I think, an even more excellent teacher.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What a cool skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's ever been able to teach me.
Well, there's still time.
You can hang out with Rachel and her
Yeah.
family because it sounds
Yeah.
like they all can do it.
Yeah.
All right.
I like it.
Well, there we go.
Would you like to go, Pam, or would you like me to go? Okay. Save the weird one for last.
If you could have dinner with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
So my husband's really obsessed with Teddy Roosevelt, and I don't have a person like that I'm equally fascinated by. And he knows a lot about Teddy Roosevelt, and so I might want to have dinner with Teddy Roosevelt because like I would know a lot. Like
Then you could be like, wow.
and I would know. Yeah,
He's
And
an interesting
I don't
person.
Have like right. There's a lot there, and I know some.
Yeah.
And I,
Wouldn't it be cool if you could bring your husband with you? Yeah,
Or-
it'd be
or-
like you weren't even there,
or
though.
hold it over him. Like I
Like,
could
I had-
go either way.
Yeah, I had dinner with Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except you'd have to really lean in because he speaks softly.
Carries a big stick. Yeah. Yeah.
True.
It's true. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we have a bust of Teddy Roosevelt. Like we're deep into Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh,
world.
wow.
Yeah.
What is it about Teddy Roosevelt that's so fascinating to him?
He just is fascinated by his policies, by what he was able to get done, and like there's multiple layers. I think he's read almost every book that all the good ones on. We have a whole shelf of Teddy Roosevelt
Dedicated
books.
to.
That's
Oh,
cool.
Teddy is big in our house.
Teddy's big.
Yeah.
we're on a very like casual basis. We call him Teddy.
Teddy.
Are you ready for mine?
I'm ready. I don't know. but
Yeah, I don't know.
Try me.
Let's see. If you had to choose between having your eyeballs on the tips of your fingers or your mouth, which one would you choose?
So they don't work anymore?
Well, they do. They're just over here on your fingers instead of in your face.
That is so strange.
Yeah. See? No one's ever prepared for Sarah's questions.
Right. I'm trying to think through all the logistics of that, and maybe I just shouldn't, but I guess mouth.
Yeah, me too.
I think I like my eyes like right where they are.
But if you had them on your fingers, you could like do that or like
And then you
that.
couldn't, but you'd have to pick everything up with your mouth.
But you'd have to pick everything up with your mouth.
There's no winning with this question.
Right? I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with the mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Well, Rachel, you did it.
I survived.
You made it through that.
survived.
3 random questions.
Do I get paid for this? I didn't realize.
Thanks so much for your time this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And best
It's
of luck
fun to be here.
Yeah.
with the new building and on August 1st.
Yay!
Everybody get your tickets.
Yeah, get your tickets. Folks, go to mainmill.org to get tickets.
You got it.
Fantastic. Thanks to Ruper's Beverage and Redemption for sponsoring today's episode. And if you'd like to be part of the Lydia's Lunch Bunch advertising family, reach out to Pam Ashby via email at pam@lydiamediallc.com.
Have a great day. And remember, don't bite your cat.